right? This value goes to right hand side. 175 comes left hand side, minus 175. Already how much is there? 303. And which is equal to x cube divided by 4 only. Then x cube value is equal to into 4. 3 minus 5 ends with 8 into 4 ends with which cube ends with 2? Third option. Which square is this? And this fellow? So 24 plus x must be equal to 32 only. X is. Right. Let me cancel 7. 3 times, 4 times. 4 34 times. 4 into 30. 4 into 4. 136. 4 how many times? 7 into 80. 560. This fellow comes left hand side, becomes minus 20. And this is equal to 676. Which square is this? Right. Root x goes to right hand side. Matladali 45 into 55 divided by 275 only. Now 45 is 9 multiple. In the denominator, do you have 9 multiple? At least 3 multiple. At least 3 multiple. So your root x value is 9 multiple. Then x value must be 9 square multiple. Go to options. It has to be 81 multiple, 9 square multiple. Hope you got it. Our root x is 9 multiple. But x is 9 square multiple. It has to be 81 multiple. Next. We have to do it. I don't see any numbers, logics. Right, fine. Take this fellow to left hand side. It becomes minus. Let's first calculate 60% of 450. How do you get it? 10% double triple. 10% 45. Double triple. Okay. Plus 40% of 650 minus 40% of 530. Directly I can take difference between 650 and 530. So that is going to be 40% of 120 plus or minus. Plus or minus. Plus only 40%. 10% double double. 10% of 120. Double double 40. Answer 318. Okay, first we'll have to complete number inside bracket. Hundreds places 1200, 900, 2100. Leftover value 8 plus 79. So that is 2187. 8 by 3 into this fellow, correct? Plus 38 minus 5. Right. So can we verify last digit? Let's see our luck. Let's see our luck. 3, 7 times, 2 times, and then 9 times. 8 into 9. 2 plus 8. 0 minus 0. 4 options are there. We'll have to calculate. Ante now? Right. So now if I want to take 8 times of this fellow, otherwise this is 462. No. Tappu cheyalsinde kanivandi. 8 into 729. 10 times minus 2 times, which is 1458. Correct? To that we need to add positive number, which is 462 only. Only thousands places, that is 6000. Matladali. Minus 458 can be subtracted from 462. Still you have positive answer. Answer అయిపోయింది చూసుకోండి. అక్క minus 4. Minus అది ఓకే సరే. Right, as this is minus, fine. If it is minus, you don't have to write like this. Minus 462. 5862. Subtracted from 90. 90 minus entadi? 90 minus answer ends with అయిపోయిందిగా. Next 0 0 gets cancelled. Divided by 4. 39 times. See, I'll treat 156 as 160 minus 4. 160 is how many times of 4? 4 is how many times? 40 minus 1 time only. How much is that? 30 plus total right hand side 24 comes left hand side 30. Two options ఉన్నాయి. Chalo, we'll have to do it. What I verified was last digit. 85% in the sense 85 into 1% only. 5 ending with 5, ending with 2, ends with 47 into 20, ends with again 0. Am I right? 36 into 1% value, I am taking 1% as 21 by 2. 10.5 is actual number, I am taking it as 21 by 2. Is that okay? 2 how many times? 18 into 21 ends with, this is a negative number, subtracted from 0, answer ends with, 2 options are there. Adi nenu verify chesindi. Okay na? Now let's calculate. 85% of this number. What is 1%? 22 times in the sense, can I take 20 times plus 2 times? 10 times of 85. 850. 20 times. 1700. 2 times. 170. 1700, 170. 1870. 47 into 20. 47 double. 94 and then 0. So far we have 28, 10. Correct? And the negative number is 18, 21 times only. 21 times. Can I take 20 times plus 1 time? 20 times is 360 plus 18. 378. 10 minus 78. Answer ends with 32. How many? Only one. Followed? Let's see number after decimal, because options majority are ending with different numbers, correct? Only 2 options have same digit after decimal. Let's see our luck. If this fellow comes left hand side, it becomes positive number only. So now it becomes plus 333.33. You don't have to write it, just for understanding purpose I am writing. There is only one negative number after decimal. How much is that? 35 taken from 55. How much is there? 20. 20 plus 43. 63 plus 54. 107. 107 117 117 plus 33. 150. That means after decimal you should have 50, right? How many options are there? If you observe these two, number before decimal is different. Now when you consider number after decimal, how much you got? 1.50. That means 1 is carry, right? Now consider 1 is carry. 1 plus 3, 4 plus 3, 7 minus 4, 3 plus 3, and this comes to left hand side, it becomes positive number, right? 6 plus 3, so answer ends with 9.50 only. Fourth final. Number after decimal, number before decimal, that's what we did. 15%, 10% and half, 48, 20%, 10% double, 10%, 19.5 double, 39 plus 70% of 70, 49. This is plus 10 only. 48 plus 10, 58. Right, 84. Ending with 84. 4 ends. Which square ends with 4? Either 2 or 8. Okay. Now, what is 70 square? 4000, and this number is very close to 4900 only. So it has to be 72 square only. For confirmation, you can do one more verification. 72 is 9 multiple. Is under root value is also 9 multiple. It has to be 72. Ardhamautunda? Right. 72 divided by under root of 36 plus which square ends with 1? Either 1 or 9. What is 80 square? Our number is little bit more than 6400 and close to it. So it has to be more than 80. It has to be 81 divided by 3 minus what is 90 square? And this number is nearby 8100 and more than that. So and ending with 1 only. So it has to be 91 divided by 6. How many times? 3, 27, 7, 27 minus 13, Amma 14, 14 plus 12, 26, 15, 25 times only, which is in numerator or denominator. In numerator we have 84 hundreds, right? 100 will have how many 25s? Then 84 will have 84 into 4 times only. We'll calculate that later, don't worry about it. 15% of this fellow, 10% plus half, how much is that? 93 minus 64, 6 times, let's see, 60 into 6, 360, 4 into 6, 24, 360, 24, 384. Apart from 384, how much more is there? 6 and then 4. That means 61 times only. Let's see last digit verification. This fellow ends with plus 3 minus 1, only 1. Last digit cannot be done. Multiplication also cannot be done. We have to calculate. Yes, no other way. ఇంత పెద్దదా అమ్మా సరే కానివ్వండి 22 into 18. First I want to complete this. 20 plus 2, 20 minus 2, 20 square minus 2 square, 20 square minus into 13, right? Don't write that under root value as 396. Write it as 400 minus 4 only, because we have one more multiplication. 13 4 times 52, 100 minus 52. Let's keep it as it is. We'll calculate it later. Is that okay? Now take this fellow as 700 minus 5%. Is that okay for you? 700% of any number is 7 times of that fellow only. 30 into 7, 2, 10, 8 into 7, 56, total 266. That is how many times? 7 times. That means we have 700%, right? But from that we have to subtract 5% value. What is 10% of 38? Half of that. 1.9 is subtracted. Then how much positive value is we have? 264.1. Correct? And then last one, that is also a positive number, 135.9. Is that okay? Right. So now last 2 digits also risky. Let's see. This number ends with 0 minus 2 ends with sum of these two numbers, 4.1 plus 5.9 ends with, sum ends with how many? Only 1. Followed? Done? Matladru. Last digit verification, can it be done? Oi pillalu, all are different numbers, right? Ends with 9 minus 2, 7 plus 4, 1 plus this fellow is there, 32 into 280 by 560. 280 how many times? 2 how many times? Last digit 1 plus 6 ends with 7. Let's see last digit. 150%. Can I write it as 3 by 2? Into 1168 divided by 8 plus 42. Numerator ends with, denominator ends with 6 into which number ends with 4? Either 4 or 9. And then after that, how much number you have? That means you need to add 2 also. Answer must end with either 6 or 1. How many are there? Amma 29 ఉందా? మనకే ఎందుకు ఇన్ని కష్టాలు వస్తాయి? చలో 8. Can I write this number as 1200 minus 32? 1200 is 8 how many times? అంత దాకా రాలేదా? ఓరి మీ దుంపలు దేగా. 100 times ఎంత? 800. హాఫ్ ఎంత? కలిపితే 1200 కదా. అంటే 1200 divided by 8 అంటే ఎన్ని టైమ్స్? 150. So if you can treat this number as 1200 minus 32, in 1200 158 times we have, correct? In 32 how many 8s are there? 150 minus 4, 150 minus 4, 146. What percent we need to take? 100% is 146, 50% is 73, and again we have 42, correct? Sum ends with 1. And then right hand side what number is there? 29 comes in denominator only. 9 into which number ends with 1? First option. Will you do this in exam? This fellow? I recommend before going to quant questions, go on complete analysis, data analysis. Okay na? So 61 to 70 we have quant questions. Just make a note and then continue. Will you do it? Yes. నిన్ననే చెప్పా, బొమ్మ చూడగానే గుండె జారుతుంది, అంతే, ఏం ఉండదు దానిలో. జాగ్రత్తగా అబ్జర్వ్ చేయండి. Note, inner circle and outer circle shows percentage of girls and then boys respectively. So all the inner circle values are related to girls, outer circle boys, right? So now we need to know how many boys and how many girls are there. Total number of students in school is 6000. Boys and girls in the school are in the ratio 7:5. How many parts are there? 12. How many times is 6000? 500 times. So now boys are 7 parts, which is 3500, and remaining girls 2500. Okay, now if you want to take boys information, that is outer circle values only, we have data regarding 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. రోమనే రాయక్కర్లా, నా నచ్చినట్టు కూడా రాయొచ్చు, అసలు రాయకుండా కూడా ఉండొచ్చు. ఇట్స్ అప్ టు యూ. ఓకేనా? రైట్. Come on, tell me. 6th class, 10%. 350. Next, 15%. Half of 350 we need to add, which is 175. If you add, it becomes 520. 20%. 700. 25%. Half and half. Half and half. What is half of this number? 1750. Again half. 875. Matladu. 30%. 10%. 350. 3 times of it. 1050. Next, girls, inner circle. 15%. 10% is 250. Half is 125. 375. Next, 10%. 250. 15%. Already calculated. 370. 25%. Half and half only. What is half? 1250. Again half. 625. Then 35% in the sense, to the previous number 25% we need to add 10% only. What is 10%? To this number if you add 250, it becomes 875. Right. Table is there. Comfortably you can answer all the questions. total number of students in class 7 is approximately what percent of total number of students in 8th class? The question is about total, right? Matladali, which is 725. This is 1075. Antena 725 is what percent of 1075? That's what is your question. Antena? Can I take numerator as 700? Denominator as 1000? 700 by 1000 in the sense what percent? Answer should be close to 70% only. Go to options. Over. Find the difference between number of girls in 7th class. Girls in 7th class 250 and boys in 9th class. Boys in 9th class, and difference between both the numbers is 625. Next. Number of boys in 7th class 525 is approximately what percent of total number of students in 10th class? 10th class we have 1925 members, correct? 525 is what percent with respect to 1925? Antena? Right. Now, when you look at your options, 525 by 1925. Look at your options. Now we have comfortable difference, right? What is 10% of the denominator? Approximate 200 antara 190 anukundama. 200 ante mari ekku kada. 190. What is 20%? 3. Our numerator is more than that. What is 30%? 193 times 5. Our number is less than 570 only. So it has to be more than 20, less than 30. What is 20% you said? 380. Now, when you look at your options between 20 to 32 options are there. Antena? Our numerator, abba, తీసేసేనా నేను 525 by 1925, 20% is 380 and this is 570. Now, our numerator, is that close to 20% value or 30% value? That means answer must be close to 30% only. Out of those two options, which is close to 30? 20. Next. Find the difference between average number of boys in 6th and 8th class. Boys in 6th and 10th class. Total 1400. Average difference between this fellow and girls from 6th and 9th. Girls 6th and 9th. Sum of both the numbers 1000. Average, and we were asked to calculate difference between numbers. Which class has the highest second minimum ratio of boys to girls? Now boys to girls in a sense B by G. Antena? A is to B or A by B? Is this value has to be more or less? Maximum or minimum? Minimum. See, if you have ratio in a fraction form, we have proper fractions and improper fractions. Proper fraction value is less than 1. Proper fraction value less than 1 or more than 1? Less than 1. Yes sir. But improper? Right. So now, boys to girls ratio. How many boys are there? 350. Girls? Numerator more or denominator more? That means value is less than 1 only. This is proper, correct? Remember. Boys more? Boys more? Boys more? Boys more? Remaining 4 are improper fractions. Only first is proper fraction. So, least fraction is in 6th class only. But the question is second least. Second least. If you have second least one, first least is already 6th class, that is over. Out of remaining 4, we need to identify least fraction. Least fraction in the sense both numerator and denominator should be very close to each other. Antena? Yes or no? Right. How much gap we have? More than 100%, right? Leave it. Here also approximately 100%, not more than, but approximately 100. Here 250. Antena? Difference is 250, which is less than 50%. Difference is again 200 approximate, which is 25%. Matladru. So answer least fraction among last four should be either 9th class or 10th class. We have doubt in between these two questions, these two numbers, correct? So let me write that 875 by 625, 1050 by 875. Numerator is approximately 1/3. Enta more amma? 250 kada? Very tough to calculate. Let's calculate. Now, how many 25s will be there in 100? In 800? 32. Apart from 800, we have 75 more. Even in 75 also there will be 3 25s. 32 plus 3. 35. 20. Okay. Now, 35. 3 times and 0. Antena? 25. In 875, how many will be there? 35. That means this is 1:30 by 35 only. You need not to simplify it. Antena? Finally, it becomes 35 to 30 only, where we have a lesser number. 9th class or 10th class? So answer 10th class. Ardhamainda? Yes. Right. Table shows the cumulative data of classification of 100 students based on the marks obtained by them in 3 different subjects: polity, geography and economy. Right. So when you observe marks, polity, geography, economy, this is given as more than 90, next 70, next 50, 30 and then more than 0. 30 and above, 0 and above, 50 and above. Okay, now last values all are hundreds only. Right. Cumulative, I think yesterday we have done. First numbers 4, next difference between both 8, next difference 58, next difference 25, next 7, difference 8, next two numbers 20, next 25, next 40, next 3, difference 15, 22, 35, 25. First we need to take this table and then we can start. How many students get 30 marks and above but less than 90 in all the individual subjects? Okay, 30 and above they are saying, right? Come on. So can we consider 30? The statement says 30 marks and above. Can we consider 30? Yes. So for all subjects, right? From here. But it has to be less than 90, right? So can we consider these values? So that means we need to add all these values only. Okay. Instead of adding all these values, what I would suggest is sum of all the numbers is 300 only. For each subject we have 100, 100, 100 people. Am I right? Now instead of adding these numbers, 9 numbers, what I want to do is sum of both the numbers, sum of these 3 numbers 14, sum of these numbers 90, sum of both the values 104. If 104 is subtracted from 300, you will get remaining numbers only. 104 subtracted from 300. Number of students who got 30 marks and above in polity, or what percent of total number of students who got less than 70 marks in economy? 30 marks and above in polity. Polity 30 and above in the sense sum of all these values only. Instead of adding all these, 100 minus remaining 25 only, because here we have 25. If that is taken out from 100, that gives you sum of remaining values. Avuna kada? How much is that? 75 is what percent of? So 75 divided by students who got less than 70 in economy. Less than 70 in the sense, can we include 70? It has to be less than 70, right? That means we need to add all these values. Again here also, instead of adding all these three numbers, subtract 18 from total 100, that gives you 82. Ardhamainda? So 75 by 82 into 100. Antena? Numerator and denominator, what is the difference between both? 7. What is 10% of the denominator? Do you really need to subtract 8.2? You need to subtract less than 8.2, right? So that would be about 9% or 8% or some percentage, correct? It has to be less than 10%. If you subtract less than 10%, answer must be more than 90. Antena? If you subtract exact 10%, answer is 90. If you subtract less than 10%, answer must be more than 90. Look at your options. How many are there? How many are there? 2 కనపడ్డాయి ఎవరికన్నా? 2 కనపడ్డాయి అని అంటే ఏదో తేడాగా జరుగుతుంది. 99 is very close to 100%, right? But you know that difference is 8 or 9%. So answer can be 91 or 92. You can, though 99 is there, you are not supposed to look at that. Okay, na? If passing marks in each subject is 30, then find the percentage of students passed in geography. Those who get 30 and above get passed, right? Matladru. In which subject? That means we need to add all these people. Instead we will subtract 40, remaining 40 from 100. How much is that? Find the ratio of number of students who got less than 30 in polity. Less than 30 in polity. How many are there? 25. Ratio between this fellow and students who got less than 50 marks in economy. Less than 50 in economy. Sum of these two numbers only. Less than 50 annar kabatti we cannot consider people who got 50 and more. Antena? How much is that? 60. Cancellation with 5. 5 times and then 12 times. Find the average number of students who got less than 70 in polity, geography, economy together. Less than 70 in all three subjects. Antena? That means we need to consider all these values. Instead of that, we can add these values and subtract it from 300. Can we do that? Already one number is available, correct? 8 plus 8. 16 plus 15. 30. Sum of these two numbers, 45, is subtracted from remaining and divided by 8, 5. Otherwise, the moment you get 255 by 3, you are done with the answer. Numerator is 5 multiple. Denominator is not 5 multiple. Only one available. Yes. Which are left? Quant. Where are they?